Well, hello to each and every one of you. I am the Seattle Black Veteran. Yeah, I know it's kind of scraggly today. That's okay though. We're going to be here to give you a little bit of 411. And I think it's some things that is not discussed. Well, first of all, let's get this off the plate. I hope everyone can hear me okay. Let's get this off the plate. I am the Seattle Black Veteran. I do not work for any Veterans Administration, nor am I affiliated with the veterans at all, except my doctors are with the VA. I am a lifetime member of the DAV, but I am not here on the behalf of the DAV. I'm here to offer you my opinion on things and maybe some things you need to take, maybe some things that you probably want to take into account. Understand this. I'm not here to preach to you. I'm just here to drop you what I'm going through and just try to save you some problems what you're going through. This channel is for pretty much everyone. If you're associated with the military in either shape, form, or fashion, active duty, retired, disabled, or you are a spouse of the military, or you just know somebody that's with the military, your grandson, granddaughter, whatever. This is a little few things that they probably already know, but in case they don't, this is from the Seattle Black Veterans point of view. Hello to Patty J is in the house. Let's give her some love. Give her some love. Show Patty J some love. I appreciate each and every one of you come up in here and check me out. All right, so let me answer a question here. This is okay. We got the pre thing out of the way here. So this is the thing here. I think I'm going to sit some soil. My dear Lady Marie asked me a question, and it was pertaining to um, the military ID card. I talked about this before, but it's always good that if there's any questions that we can talk about it again. I think that's pretty cool. Okay, so let's talk about the military ID card. Let me get this up for you here. I got a questionnaire you guys can help me with as well. Okay, so let me take you here. Okay, I'm gonna just drag this one over here. So we're gonna put this up on the screen here. And I apologize if you don't hear me that well. Okay, here we go. We are using, and this is the Google search we're going to use here. So hopefully you can see this on the screen here. But let's just scroll down here, and this is also will answer the question. So any questions, the military ID card can be used um, as your claim of reference. You don't have to have a particular state. A driver's license or state ID card in order to travel. Most of the time when you go in, you have to show your ID card proving that it's you on the ticket there. So if you have a military ID card, not only will that should get you covered with going with the airline service, but once you get to the TSA counter, you present that military ID card. I know I put it somewhere in here, but let me just answer the question real quick here. And it was, does military get the TSA pre-check? Yes, the TSA pre-checks is free for you, United States military, and with a CAC card or DoD identification card, so you can get a pre-check, and where you don't have to wait until the long lines. You can go even to the pre-check and get it to a short line. Okay, so that's with. And if you look at this, I hope you can see this. Let me stretch this out on the screen here, and hopefully we get a little bit bigger here. Let's get a little larger. Sorry about that. All right, here we go. Hopefully you can see that a lot better here. So we're talking about the military ID card. Like I said, it can get it not only gets you to the gate, but it gets you to pre-check. All right. So look at your pre-check of what you need to do in your particular city, state that you are in, and look at the cities too, because things are different for different airports. It should be universal, but some people will be more stringent in some airports. So I'm just saying. All right, so that was a question from Sifted from Soil, and thank you very much, sweetheart, for the question. Appreciate it, appreciate it. Yeah, you guys just bring them in, and we'll try to chop them up. And what I'm going to attempt to do is get a hold of some of my other DAB brothers and sisters, and where we can just express things on our opinion. I'll get some other people who are active duty as well. So we're going to try to stretch it out and get some more people here. All right, so let's get rid of this one here. And okay, so the next one is okay. Okay, this is what I wanted to talk with each and every one of you about. This is what it's not talked about in detail, but hold on, let me get rid of this page here. And I really wanted to show you some other things before I really get into this. Because what I want to do is I want to talk to you about, and hang with me on this, okay? What I want to talk to you about is, when we talk about filing claims, there's a lot talk about what exactly you need in order to have a claim. We talk about what paperwork, some paperwork that you may need. We don't go into that a lot. Some channels hopefully will get into that, but I will talk about that. I'm not going to get into specific forms, but what I want to bring to you is this. Okay, so we did ID card. What I want to bring to you is this: is when you're filing a claim, not only what we talk about all the time is you are going to need your physical evidence, right? If that's a nexus letter or you have a letter from your doctors, and we're going to get more specific with this. We're going to start you from the beginning. This is where I think you really need to start with, and it's just my opinion. Okay, when you start ready to do a claim, the first thing you're going to need is the ability to hear no. Okay. Um, you're going to have to deal with that ability to hear no. You're going to have the ability to listen. When talking with your doctors or representative and you heard no, don't just go because we hear no. Understand the reason why. Okay. Go and look at that. So let's go from there. When you're going to hear some things like no, all right, now you have to go in and start doing some research. Now, your research is really going to depend on who you know and who you know that knows things about the uh, Chapter 38 and CFR, all right, and filing claims. Because one person tells you no, do like everything else, get a second and a third opinion. Don't get mad. That's the other thing, is control your emotions. Because, which will lead me into this as well, you will have some people talking to you disrespectfully or disrespectful. Now, even if you feel that, the thing is not to get upset and go off. If a person is treating you in a certain manner, then you have the right to ask, why are you? I feel that you're talking to me in a disrespectful manner, and I don't understand why. And it will bring the conversation to an immediate head where it has to be addressed. But hopefully, two cool heads doing this. So you're gonna have to understand this. Look, I'm 50. I'm going on 59. I still have people talking to me like I'm an idiot. I don't get it. But some people do it intentionally. Some people do not. All right. Now that's the thing that you're gonna have to wrestle with. But I would say this. So you hear me saying, be prepared to hear no. Look for people who have wise counseling. People who are in the know, or people who are maybe going through it. And like I say, if you come to my page, I don't know everything. I'm giving you my perspectives on things. And I'm trying to be, when I deal with giving these perspectives, I want us to be kind to each other. We can agree to disagree, but we're heading to the same place, and that is looking for our benefits that we are entitled to, and our health. Flip it around, our health and the benefits that we're entitled to help take care of our health because of a service-connected disability. All right. Now, see, a lot of people don't tell you this. Prepare to hear no. Another thing is you have to know something about your particular injuries. All right. If you really want to get into it and start being a buff about it, make sure you read all your decision letters thoroughly. And if you are not in the know, and I'm doing this, I am not in the know of everything. I am going to contact another person who is very in the knowledge of things. I asked this person about my particular situation. They told me that they can help me. and I have a valid case to file for them to appeal this hearing. So I'm gonna tell you, this is real talk. It is hard for me to hear the word no. I'm tired of it, but I have to listen to it and I have to suck it up. And I have to be in control of my emotions. What we're trying to get done here is get a completion to get you what you rightfully deserve as your benefits. And understand you'll get more bees with honey than vinegar. All right. So, try to look at that and be real with who, what you're trying to accomplish. Look at the main objective. I'm telling you, I've been going through this and still fighting some this case here. I'm going to talk to you about the VR&E. We're doing that, and it's a question for that. Okay, so I want you to be aware of those particular things. Look, I want you to be ready to deal with paperwork. Okay, now, like I said, you should already know this. If you're going to file a claim, you're going to file an intent to file. All right. Now, let me see if I can find my page here and show you guys this. Now, this is not mine. I got this from another website, but I found most of this is true. So I'll just show it to you. In fact, if you're looking at it now, I think you are. All right, cool. All right, so let me see. Let's try to largen this up for you. And we'll just talk about this briefly. I got to take this down. The screen is too large. And I can't see all my stuff. So I'm going to have to do my own manually stretching it out here. I apologize. Yeah, I'm dealing with like 3 screens here. All right, let's enlarge this a little bit here. So, I'm not trying to get into this a lot because this is the thing. I'll let you guys look at this while it's here. Hopefully, you can read this. It's not that large. Let me see if I can enlarge it up just a little bit for you here. Here we go. Let's go over here to size and see if we can get a bigger size for that here. Let's go 36, I think. Yeah, they kind of got it big there. Okay, so I'm gonna let you look at this, but these are some of the things that you should know when preparing to file a claim, a VA claim. All right. Now, again, I want you to research this information, do your own work. I'm leading you to the water you're going to have to drink. You dig? So this will tell you some of the things, what you're doing, what you're looking for with filing a VA claim. I'll slowly scroll through this, and we'll keep scrolling through this while I'm talking. Okay, guys, right now, this is showing you the paperwork and the procedures of what you will be that you would need when attempting to file a claim. But now this thing does not tell you this, is how you mentally prepare for dealing with claims. All right, and this is why I tell you, continuously trying to find you a representative. You don't have to go at one. You can question around until you find one. They should be free. Like I said, the VFW, the DAV, within your town, I'm sure there's other places that you can look and get this information for free. Now, I talked to you guys about a lawyer. I'm not totally anti-lawyer, but I believe this. If I can get the information for free, why do I want to pay somebody or ask somebody to pay for it? Get a percentage of what I'm going to get when it comes to this end of it. And this is why I want you guys to know this. Okay, so you have to be mentally prepared for it. And what I mean is this: you're going to have to be ready to do some paperwork. All right. When you do an intent to file, and I always said this before, filing claims, you are probably going to file more than one claim in your life, especially if you're at 10%. All right. So if you're going to file for more than one claim in your life, then it behooves you to save the paperwork that you did for the first claim. Now, I want you to understand this. The questions will probably be the same, but then you have to look at the bottom of the form on the left-hand side where it says the form number and look at the expiration date. You want to know if they got a newer one and how new has it been. If it just recently came out new, you probably can still get away with submitting the one that is just expired. Okay. You probably can get away with it because pretty much just asks the same questions, puts it in a different situation. I'm going to scroll this back to the top so you can read this. But what I'm talking to you about is what this paperwork is not going to tell you. All right. And then by all means, never file a claim, as far as I'm concerned, by yourself, unless you are very. I know people who are proficient at it, and they probably can, but you really have to be proficient at it. If you're not that proficient at it, please, please, please do not try to file a claim by yourself. All right, so now let's talk about this a little bit more. When I said this, you're going to have to be ready, and that's going to be you're going to have to be ready for anybody that tells you no. Now, I want you to understand this. When I say somebody to tell you no, if you were part of the people with the PACT Act and you came back and from the burn pits or from Agent Orange, now imagine we've got brothers and sisters out there who are suffering from the Agent Orange and how, and all the way until what, 222, 2022, this law changes. How many times do you think they were told no? Right? So you got to still keep fighting and keep documenting. If you are over 18, if you're over 5, no is nothing you have never heard before. So don't take it personal, but take it personal. Take it personal because you need to find information that can get you yes. That's the only reason you're going to take that. But you're not going to take it personal where you're going to have to lose control over your emotions and your feelings. Remember, you get more honey with you get more bees with honey and vinegar. All right. All right. So we're talking about this too. Saying no, and I'm saying the amount of paperwork that you are going to be going through. All right. And it's no problem, especially when you get your benefits increased. When you get 100, or I think it's over 70 or 80, you can file for another life insurance, $10,000, very minimal fee. You're going to have burial information. You have to stay on top of that. Okay. And so those things are still paperwork. I mentioned this before when we were talking about buying a home. If you're 100%, you go, wow, yeah, right on. I can get 100% tax write off. Now, what that means is you have to go to the county assessor office in your particular county or city, and you have to fill out that paperwork for that. It doesn't just automatically come in. Okay, we talked about that. Now, what I want you to understand, the cool things about that is once you do get it, even if you have added on add-ons to your property, it will up your property value, but you won't have to pay the property taxes that will get added on because you upgraded your property. So look at that as well. I'm always talking about what I didn't put it in here today, but I'm talking about your health and your money. All right, so that's very important. Okay, so that's why I say the paperwork. And every claim that you file, understand there's going to be paperwork, and notice that it's the same paperwork, but it's different times that you have to allow. Because like when you send in a paperwork of filing a claim, you're giving the VA permission to get your medical records. So the paperwork could be the same, and it requires you to put the signature and a different date on it. All right. So scan your paperwork, get your cheap scanner anywhere, and just have it ready to scan paperwork. It doesn't have to be a printer, but I have a scanner and I have a printer with a scanner, so I can always scan paperwork if I want to. So I would say do that. Keep a physical copy as well as a digital copy. All right, and you don't need to keep repetitions of it, but they're not going to tell you that. So that's what you're going to really have to really be dealing with. All right, now you get a rate increase, right? Now here we go with the VNRE. You have a rate increase, and oh, Peter, investors in the house. Thank you, brother. I'm so sorry, sir. I missed you. Good to see you, my brother. Very good to see you. Thank you for hanging out with the brother. I appreciate you, man. Always good to see you. I hope you and your loved ones are doing wonderful. All right, so we're talking about this with the VNRE. And I will always make sure I make sure I shout you out because I appreciate you for being here. All right, so when we talk about the VNRE, you just got a rate increase. All right. Now you can apply for Chapter 31. We talked about this. Now, a question I got asked, and which is a real valid question, is if the VNRE gets you a job, can you still go to school through the VNRE? Yes. If you have a job and let's say they got you a job and now you find a way that you can get promotion, but could they send you to school? Yes, I would contact the VNRE and say, yes, you got me this job. In order for me to get this promotion, I would like to go to school for this, and talk to your VNR people, your counselor about that. Now, you're going to have a person when you talk with the VNRE. This is what I experienced here in Washington State over in King County, which is a little south of Seattle. is you have a person after you send the paperwork, they will contact you probably via a letter and ask you, or even email, and ask you how you prefer to fill out these forms here so they can certify that you are eligible for the VNRA. And like I say, if you have up to a year after you get your rate increase, if you haven't used your GI Bill, say if you did, you got a rate increase, you have up to a year to get a hold of the VNRE personnel and state that you are interested in being um, getting employment or education. All right. And so, yes, I'm telling you, you can take full advantage of this. And this is, and when I say full advantage, it is it is, when we say your advantage, I say what you are entitled to. I want you to take full advantage of what you're entitled to. And I want you to know these things. Let me go back to the top here and we'll slow it up. I want you to know these things because, see, when we tell you the paperwork, we're not telling you what you're going to have to deal with. I said earlier, I had people talk to me disrespectful. I've had some just weird stuff that goes off, but at this time, I'm keeping my ears and eyes open and my mouth shut because some things are not worth going through all the headache about arguing. So, when it comes to what you need to know, you're going to have to do your research. Um, uh, I'm going to talk to some people who are very more and savvy at what filing claims than I am. And so we're going to get into this and I'm going to learn each step and I'm just going to give you my perspective from each step that I learn about this. But what I know for right now, and what you won't see in any of these paperwork, and please, if you want, I'll stop it. You can screenshot it. I'll start at the stop and leave it there for a second. Screenshot it, or you can check out a few websites and think they have this stuff on it. But just write it down. I'll keep it slow because I need you to know this stuff. But while you're writing this down, if any of this means anything to you, I need you to know the real mental stress about some of these things. Be prepared to do a little running around. Thank God right now, since the pandemic came on, a lot of stuff can be done via. We do them now. I do virtual conferences with my VNR personnel. Shout out to Kareem. She's really a super beautiful person. And that's what you want at the VNR. Somebody genuinely trying to help you get yourself in a situation. But you're going to have to know, look, I'm 59 coming up. And it's like, what do you do? And my VNRA counselor says, Dave, let's talk about broadcasting because all of you see all the equipment behind me. That's what I've been doing for a long time in my life, is actually doing coming out talking and doing this. So she saw that, and I'm looking at this too. We got a meeting coming up next week, so we can talk about what we're looking at as far as, because I'm like, go back to school, 59. Oh, good Lord, I can't pay attention. I said, that's all paying everything else, let alone paying attention. So it's all good, but I want you to be prepared for that as well. Okay, if you're looking to go to school and you're talking to the VNRE people, they will bring you through a few tests. I talked about the test, but the whole thing is what is going to match with you. They don't want to send you into a situation where you're going to fail. All right. And when you start talking to your VNRE counselors, you have time to hash things out and get it right. Okay. So just know that those options are there because, see, this is why I say this. Um, you know, I was talking to a gentleman by the name of Dave, or David too, and he's a teacher at a university up here at the University of Washington. And we're talking about this too, as far as um, getting the education the right way. And if you can get it for free, go to school and get it for free, versus like I go to YouTube University a lot, but there's a lot of videos out there that are not really correct and they're always missing maybe one or two proper items to get you where you need to go. So instead of making all these wrong stops, you have an opportunity to get free education paid by the VA because you are a disabled, service-connected disabled veteran. So you get that increase, please take advantage of it because if you can do it. And on the same thing as that, they pay you an allowance to go to school. All right. So you're getting paid an allowance to go to school, and they pay for all your equipment that's required that you need when you're going to school in order to complete that task. But they are only going to send you a task where they believe that you have a strong probability of completing a task, and that's what they want. You have that option to do that, but they want to make sure that you are not, going out there, and no disrespect, but I'll just say if you had a GED through a correspondence course and now you want to be a rocket scientist, you're gonna have to do a lot of show and tell for that. You're gonna have to show that this is what your field is, this is what you like. They're not gonna send you to a situation that's gonna be negative. And we don't want to. None of us wants to sound. None of us want to be failing anything. You except for you are the father. There's other people would be failing it. I'm playing. I'm clapping. Okay, so don't take me all serious with this. All right, so we're going to talk about that. We talked about that. I'm not going to stay on here long. I know I need to start pushing my algorithms or whatever, but no, I'm cool in the game with that, and I appreciate you being here, Patty J. So I wanted to get you prepared for that. Let me see here. You have to deal with the disrespect. Okay, now this is how you deal with these things. Um, I recently had a situation to where I was inquiring about some paperwork that I had, and I was getting talked to in a way that to me I thought was just, you know, he was being very curt with me, and I didn't think that was nice, and so I didn't know whatever, so I went and asked somebody else that question that I had, and I expressed to them my experience with this person. Now, see, I don't have a problem with telling a person, how if the person if you feel like I'm coming at you, you have a right to ask me respectfully, and I have a right to ask you respectfully, you know. And I have no problem with telling a person, why are you talking to me like this? I feel like you're talking disrespectful. I mean, they have an option to change it or whatever. They can say that I'm a punk or whatever, whatever. I don't care. My thing is, we're trying to get a mission out of the way here, and we're trying to get our health, making sure our health is covered and our benefits are coinciding with that as well. All right, so that's why I say you have to deal with that. And I'm just telling you from old school. Old school is like this too. Um, I don't have the patience to be up in people's face tripping. And I like earlier when I was listening to African Dreaming and his beautiful wife. And I think somebody else said this too. If you're hanging around people and they're not, your energy is being drained by these people, then you probably need not to be around those people, right? When you're always being talked to in a negative manner, I'm not saying people should be praising you every day, but they shouldn't be ripping you down as well, you know. And what did Mama say back in the day? If you have nothing good to say, then shut your mouth, you know. A lot of this are quick to start popping up, and you're gonna find people who are older than you who do these stupid things, and some people are younger than you that do these stupid things. And the thing is, you gotta know where you are, and never let somebody who doesn't even know you at all personally get underneath your skin unless they're in your face touching you. Then it's a whole different thing, right? Because that's your safety and security that you're talking about now. But when you're dealing with these people over here that you are asking to help you with paperwork and they are being disrespectful and talking down to you because you're not as savvy as they would like for you to think that they are. When people have to prove to you about who they are, then that means they are lacking self esteem about themselves. So don't let people who lack a self esteem about themselves try to put that monkey on your back. Don't walk away. In my case, I say run, Forrest, run away as fast as you can. Stay away from those people. And don't feel bad about not being around those people. That's just how it is. Do not let people steal your energy. All right. And so that's why I say when you're fighting with these benefits and these claims, it gets tiring. But I'm still doing it. So since '87, I've been fighting, right? And people who've been in war, who's been with the Agent Orange, with the Vietnam War, they've been fighting longer than I have. So we got to keep going. Okay, so I just want to drop it on you because those things matter. And you really have to pay attention to those things because people will not, they will try to steal your energy if you let them. So just be safe about that and just know where you're going to with that. And the thing is, too, another thing that I did not mention is this as well. If you're going for the V&RE, or period, I talked about this last time, make sure you have your resume on point. Put your and look when you're doing a resume, look who you're doing this resume for, because different companies, like the government, they ask for a different format. If you're going to do a resume with the federal government, it's a different format. You really need to look into what formats that you need to be concerned about when you're doing a resume. And I say this, and I am the knucklehead who's telling you because I'm experiencing this now. I'm going to the work resource, what we have here, which is used to be called unemployment, but in Washington State it's called the work resource, and you can go there. I'm going to go there and get help with building my resume. Now I'm looking to go to school, right? But if I can go to school and get a job at the same time, it's up to me if I can handle that stress. So that's why I say this. The other part of it is knowing how much you can take. Clint Eastwood said this in the movie: a man must know his limitations, because you go out there too far, you can set yourself up for failure, and you don't want to do that. So the thing is to prep. If you're already good at a particular skill set, and you know you can go to school to make that skill set raise more, and you're really good at it already, please get in there and do that. You can go in there and rack it up and get a degree because you've already been doing this stuff before. You know, you have to get into a school setting. All right. I'm thinking if you say you're a welder and you learned it from your dad or whatever, and now, you got this service connected disability increase and you like welding, there you go. You can go in there and master it and you start meeting new connections. And this is what it's about, making that extra cash and meeting the new connections so you can keep your financial and your physical, your health on point. All right. So I have to give it to you guys real like this because people won't tell you exactly is what do you need to file a claim. We talk about the paperwork, but we don't talk about the wear and tear it may take on you as far as getting upset because you're getting turned down, upset because some people are talking to you negative, upset because you don't know your next move. All right. And I don't want you to get upset. I want you to understand if you're going to get upset, take that energy and put it in a way where you're going to learn. Like I say, learn about your disabilities. If they go, well, we don't think you have enough to file a claim, then you want to know then what is it that I'm missing that I need to file a claim. All right. And as always, I'm telling you to do this on the up and up. I don't ever encourage anybody to do anything negative or legally because it's a waste of time, and I'm not here for that. I want to tell you how you can move forward. All right. So they're not going to tell you, that um, you're going to have this paperwork and you're going to have to turn it in at a certain amount of time. Some of you have 30 days, to turn it in. Some 60 days. So you have to look at your time limits on those dates. All right. And this is why I want you to have a resume ready. I want you to have everything about that ready because you're going to be asked about certain things on the claims form. What are you filing? Where's your doctor? If you need the nexus letter, I want you to start thinking about these things. All right. So that means if you need a nexus letter, that means you have to talk to your doctor who's currently working with you. And there's certain vernacular that he must express on that nexus letter to help get you looked at. So he can say that this issue that he's exploring, he believes it has something to do or connection to do with your service connected, your disability or your injury that you suffered in the military. All right. So you're going to have to look into those things and see if you need these things. This is what's going to help minimize the no. When they start seeing that you're having this particular paperwork, then I think they will start giving you a little bit more respect because they know that you at least have an idea of what you're talking about, right? We just can't go to my doctor or go to the VA and go, I want to file a claim. They go, well, what do you want to file a claim for? Because here. Now, I want you to understand this too. I talked about this before. Even if you are at 10%, look and see if that percentage that you got for that disability, is it going to can it be reversed and get better? Or is it at this time it cannot get reversed and get better and it's going to get worse? So we'll say it like this: mental depression, which I suffer from, I have to be on my medications, I have to do my meditation things to keep me cool, and I have to get my rest, right? Now, as of this time, the spinal cord and the brain, these are things that are really hard to understand as far as physicians are concerned. So getting better, is, is a chance it'll get worse first if you don't take care of it, right? So that means you have to take care of it. And as you get older, you have to pay attention to the symptoms that are lined up to increase your benefits. But if you're going to say, if you're already at the max of that, which is maybe say if it's a leg extremity or arms, it depends. Like I got neuropathy, the max is 30% each leg. Okay. So you have to be smarter. Look at these things so you don't go in and look like you're crazy. Now, understand this, ladies. You think a mechanic will talk to you disrespectful and talk to you rude? He will do the same thing to a guy. But they only try to give the guy the benefit of the doubt because they say guys like working on cars. But I can go into Geek Squad, or you can go into the computer place, and if you don't know what you're talking about, you're going to kind of get that conversation like, okay, I got to educate this person here, you know. But if you go in there and you go, hey, look, I got this computer, it's got this much gig, this much RAM. I want the more powerful one. I see this is the next step up, you know. And you get more credit for at least having a clue of what you're talking about. All right, but understand this: you're not going to know everything, so don't feel bad. And when people sit there and try to talk to you crazy, kind of suck it up. It's giving me more energy to find out more about this. So when I talk to this person the next time, the conversation will be a little bit different. All right. So I want you to stay on top of that. And like I say, on paperwork and CMP exams, and I talk about this. We talked about this before. Guys, ladies, gentlemen, look at the company, because I think it's 3 companies that the VA hires to do CMP exams. So when you get out of your car, understand you're being watched from the time you get out of the car. Just take it, even if you're not. I want your mind to think like that. When you go into the doctor talking about your condition, your day is not a good day. And I say this on the real. My day would be a better day if I did not have this gosh darn service-connected disability that's making me take all these gosh darn medicines and making me feel this way. So am I having a good day? It depends on what your definition of a good day is. and it's not being rude. That's it. I mean, look, what? Come on. All right. So be cognizant of that, because this is what I tell people as well. When the nurse is having her hand on here, she's taking your pulse, right? She's watching the rise and fall of your chest as well. She's watching your demeanor. This is getting logged down, right? I want to see how you are. And I'm saying you should go in there and put on a show like, oh, hey, but my thing is, they asked me, well, how would you be if we take your medications? I said, you have lost your mind. You can take my medications from me, not right now, because I'm not going down that hole. I'm not going back down that rabbit hole. So you guys forget about that. And so then my CAP exam, I'm like, no, it ain't going to happen. I broke down and started crying because I started knowing how bad I was back when I was really going through my mental issues. So I want you guys and girls, what? I'm giving you my stuff personally. I mean, they'll come back and slap me later on, but let's do whatever. I need for you guys to know that I'm going to keep it 100 with you. And it's not to get on here and bring smoke towards nobody. It's here to help you. And I hope it does. I'm not trying to preach to you. Understand, your journey is your journey. And there's some beautiful people in this atmosphere here who are bringing good stuff. Peter Best, Patty J. She's not on here live, but Patty's my girl. And you got other people. OG Patrice, I was on Michonne's earlier. Conditional Clinic. I'm missing a lot of people because I got so many people that I love out there. First Magnum, thank you, brother. And Symptoms of Swirl, hit me up again. And Magnum, hit me up in the mail. And Bacon, I promise you, I'm gonna get with you, brother. I've got so much stuff popping off because I'm gonna be moving my studio here, guys. I keep talking about that, but I gotta bail out. I gotta move. But like I tell you guys, when I'm seeking a place to live, I'm giving you the real 411 when you're seeking a place to live. And because I want you to understand this too, with this so-called inflation, the prices of food, gas, all that stuff is going up. Yeah, so it's going to be better, safer for you to cook at home, and it's safer for you to cook at home, and it's going to be probably better for your health when you cook at home because it's going into your food, and it's going to be saving up on your wallet. Like I say, if you're military, associated with military, you got that VHIC, the Veterans Hospital Identification Card, or you have a regular identification card. Get your errands over there to your post, your nearest post, whatever, your exchange, commissary, and get your shopping on over there because it's going to be tax-free. All right. And there's some states in this country here that are heavy on taxes. So, once you're back with that in gas, we're going to still be getting off of it for a minute with gas. We're scheduled to hit another rate increase in about a couple of weeks. In November, it's going to hit another rate increase, which just means that the interest rates are going to be going up. This is definitely not a time to be trying to buy a home or an automobile. Automobiles interest rates are going up. They're out there having 7-year leases on a car. I'm like, what? If I can't own it in 3 or 4 years, I mean, come on. But that's to each his own. Okay, but what I'm trying to say is the bottom line is this: watch your backs because it's going to go up. And this is my take on it. I may be wrong, but you guys check me out. You guys tell me, okay? So my take on it is this. This is a white-collar recession right now. A lot of people in the high-tech industries, and by means, and a lot of people in Seattle are not bad about that because when Microsoft came up here, when Amazon came up here to Washington State, a lot of properties started really shooting through the roof. This became the other Silicon Valley up here in Washington State. And so a lot of people are bugging out of downtown Seattle because it's too expensive to live there, all right? And so right now at blue-collar jobs, there's a lot of vacancies. A lot of vacancies in these restaurants, hospitalities. And so I believe that the Fed's going to raise this enough to get you guys or us back into these blue-collar jobs and working. And now the thing is, I want you to understand, when the pandemic was up here, people were pulling in $21 an hour at a fast food restaurant. Those days are going to be gone. You probably get about 18 maximum, maybe downtown Seattle, but you're going to be pushing 16, 17, maybe, if that, but you're not going to get $25 an hour once you get back to that blue-collar job. There's been even, watching this one young cat, he was getting $25 an hour. They sent him a text message basically telling him he's going to get paid $18 an hour now, and he can accept it and move on. All right, so I believe they're trying to raise stuff up. But the caveat I haven't got across yet because I'm not an expert on this stuff is Christmas time is coming up, or the holiday season, should I say. Now, the holiday season is coming up here. Now, this might push some people into those blue-collar jobs so they can, what did Eddie Murphy say? He didn't want to piss his woman off because he ain't going to get no pay. He got to keep his woman happy so he can get his kid like G.I. Joe with a Kung Fu grip. All right, so your kids are going to be wanting these things, and some of these women are parents out here, they believe that they're obligated to, follow seasonal traditions. So that means what? It means going to be some jobs out there. And there may be some blue-collar jobs. They keep telling me that people are trying to get back into Uber and Lyft to do a side gig on that, but I don't know. So we're going to see, but it's going to ramp up. And I'm telling you, I'm taking a hit in my gosh darn 401k. I'm getting blasted right now. My Roth is getting blasted right now. But you got to stand fast. Get you an ETF fund and stand fast. Talk to somebody who you know. I'm following the Warren Buffett approach. Why it's going lower, I'm going to buy me a few more because I can afford to do it. And when it comes back, I'll be making more money off of it. So, do your own research. But what I want you to do is start thinking smart. And not just the point of when you talk about claims and all of that, we're talking about the physical toll it may take on you. We're trying to slow you up from having the physical toll taken on you by finding you a representative that will talk with you and explain to you these things. Be open minded, and when you're asking the person a question, keep your mouth shut and your ears and eyes open until it's time to inquire a question that you're really looking for, make so it can edify you, so you have a clear understanding what is going on. Okay, and just be real with this, because the things that you learn, you're going to do better than me. You're going to be able to turn around and help other people get through these things as well. Shifting some soil, my beautiful girl in the house. I was just answering your question, dear heart. I'll put it back up here. Hopefully, I didn't close that page. I think I closed that page out. We were talking about, oh, I think I closed it out. You had asked me about, Riri, you asked me about the identification card. So I'll cover this real quick. I dropped it off the list, and I apologize. But to answer your question, it even does more better for us within the United States. Anywhere in the United States, you could present your military ID card, not the VHIC one, the one that's I showed you mine earlier. Let me see if I can dig it up here. And you can present that card. And matter of fact, with that card, you can uh, you can do an early check-in, and you can do an early check-in with TSA. So normally, where you have to go to a checkout here, I'm trying to find it. Really, I'm sorry. Normally, when you do a checkout, um, you or when you do a checking in at the counter with your ticket, if you don't have like I'm in Washington State, I got to hear from renew mine because it's supposed to, my ID card is supposed to expire at the end of this month. Now check it out. Say if it was expired and I'm getting ready to take a flight out on the 1st of November and I just didn't have time to do it, I can present that ID card. I got to find it now because I'm talking about it. I can present this identification card, and it will suffice for enough identification to get me past the counter and up to TSA. And you can have a pre check in with the TSA. So check with your city, check with your state, in whatever city that you're in, and see what they require for a pre check in. I'm still trying to find it. I put this stuff so everywhere, and I apologize. Yeah. So I'll find it next time. I apologize. I don't know where the heck I put it. But yeah, do that. And oh, I know where I put it. Sorry. Let's do it this way here. So when you go and do that, you can call in, because for me, it would be for me to call in and talk to my TSA people and get them to do which to me get them to do a verified background on you to make sure you and yeah, we know. So what it is the TSA. This is a federal identification card that we have. Let me see. I think I'm almost getting close there, guys. Hold up. I think I put it in another folder here. So the thing is, it's a federal identification card. We already know that. Okay, there we go. Hold on. No, I don't have it in here somewhere. I'm so sorry. We'll dig it up somewhere. But anyway, it's a federal identification card, and what should have been done, because we work for the Department of Defense. If you're in the military, you work for the Department of Defense, which is DoD. TSA is a part of the Department of Defense, which is DoD. So now they finally passed this. I think it was back in June. I want to say maybe it was earlier, April or June. They passed it now to where you can use that particular ID card, which I can't find. I'm so sorry. I can't catch it. Okay, I can catch it. I'll reply. Thank you, dear heart. Okay, I'll just run it across to you real quick. But that's the thing that you that identification card, which is good, because, like I say, if you're in a state and you don't drive, like in some people in New York don't drive, then maybe you have an identification card, maybe you left it, but you have that card. You can get anywhere in the United States. Now, outside of the United States, you will be needing to have your passport as well. With some of the places that you go to, it depends how long you're going to stay. You're going to need a visa to stay there, so definitely look that up. I talked about this as well. If you're going to go overseas, check with your VA, and you can get all your necessary shots from there. Also, your VA will not ship you your medications to your location overseas. If you go overseas and there's a VA hospital or a military base, a U.S. military base, you go out and check there. But if you do not, you're going to have your medication sent to a friend or a relative, and then they can forward it to you. Check that out on the laws to make sure I'm right on that. Okay? But I don't think you'll have much problems about that. All right. So we talked about that, and I had to get that for your Citrus and Soil. Hey, you guys check our channel. Check out Citrus and Soil. Andrea Nash is up in the house. What's up, dear heart? Welcome to you. Appreciate you being here, most definitely. Get over there and check out Citrus and Soil's panel. Check out Miss Nash. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. And check both all these people here. See if you got a channel and check them out. You guys make sure I'm still a small fry in the YouTube university, so make sure you drop your information here. I'll have to wait until my girl, what's my girl Gail gets over here, because she knows how to rip and run all this here, so it's all good. All right, so we talked about the military ID card. Now understand this: it's not like the card you have at the VA hospital. That's the VHIC that will get you access to the commissary. It will get you access to the exchange, but that Veterans Hospital card will not suffice for you if you're trying to travel. All right. If you're trying to travel, and I'll dig it up on here, and I apologize, you can use the military ID card. And that's the same if you're a wife or a husband and you're a civilian and you have your military ID card. That is a DOD ID card, all right? We serve different capacities on there. So mine says 100% disabled. You'll have some people that says active duty, and some could say civilian. So, if you have it on there, and I would say double check it with your people over there, okay? And I hear you, dear heart. Salute to you. Yeah, you guys caught me. I'm always having me a little something in the background. And that's to my girl Nash. Salute to you, dear heart. You guys are the bomb, man. You guys are cooler than. Thank you. So we want you to know about that. And like I said, you're going to hear a lot about talking to you about, and I'll put it back up on here. A lot of it's talking to you about how to file, what you need to file your claim. And like I say, this is what it's on the screen here. Let me make sure you can see it. All right, come on, let's get there. And this is some of the things you need if you're going to attempt to file a case. Okay, what qualifies a veteran for a disability rating? You need to know that. What evidence do you need to file your claim? Okay, so now let's go through this slowly. I'm going to tell you the mental and emotional parts that you're going to be going through. First of all, you asking what qualifies you. So you're looking at, okay, you have a disability already. Now, like I said, can it get better or worse? If it's going to get worse, you're going to pay attention to the symptoms, and start going, okay, so what qualifies you? It's going to have to be a service connected. I want you to read this stuff, guys. You can screenshot it, take your notes, or you can go and look at it for yourself, but I need you to know this. Okay, but now, what evidence do you need to file a VA claim? Okay, this is where we're going to where do not go. I've been to a few sites and they were like, if you want to file it, just go to the VA and go in here and do it like this. No. That's like filing a lawsuit and you don't know the law. All right. So you're going to have to get you a representative that knows a little more about this CFR 38 CFR Code of Federal Regulations. All right. You can download that book on there, and I guarantee you it's going to be a challenge to mess with that. All right. So just be aware of that. So when they ask you what do you need, this means that you're going to be going to your doctor and you're going to be talking about the symptoms, causes or may have gotten worse by military service. All right. Current symptoms. Okay. So you're going to have to address those. All right. And just talk with your doctor about it and just be real with it. Now, I'm going to bring you back to this day where a lot of people are like, man, I want to take all these crappy medications that they're giving me at the VA. I say again, that's between you and your doctor. If you're on your medication and it's helping you, I strongly suggest you stay on it. If the medication is making you feel one way or the other, and you just like you don't feel like you're normal, remember there's more than one way to try to treat your symptoms. So go back and talk to your doctor about this. If your doctor, especially this VA doctor, you are not cool with, you can always request another doctor. Okay. Look at somebody's doctor's background. See if you can ask some of your other veterans, how's your doctor cool? My doctor's cool. So big ups to Dr. Senton over there at the VA Seattle. All right, so when you look at these things here, now say, like you said, you got your own doctor. Understand what a nexus letter is and how it pertains to you. Look into the nexus letter. Look, like I say, I'm gonna lead you to water, but you're going to have to do the drinking yourself. So just gonna have to dig into it. All right, so let's keep strolling down here a little bit. That's why I say I'm not gonna go through all this right now, but I want you to know this, okay? All right, so now when we talk about this too, we talk about your service treatment records. Were you in service? When you got the treatment records in there? Blah blah blah. So understand when you get with a representative, you want them to explain it to you in simple terms that you can relate to. You have a right to understand what's going on. Now, I have to be honest with you, I didn't understand a lot what was going on with me. Even when I called, I said, hey, look, I got to file something. And they were like, sorry about that. I always get that feedback when I'm trying to clean my ear. So sorry. Can't avoid it. All right, so bad radio host. Okay, so but I need you to know that because it's physically draining, and that's why I want you to prepare yourself for it. Have your resume ready because they may be asking you questions pertaining what your job is, or what you've been doing. Um, I should dig up my forms and show you, but I'm going to leave that for you guys. I want you to find out what an attempt to file form is, and what are the others? Like the three other forms. I'm gonna get those to you. But if you go back and look at my VA claim stuff, I think I dropped it in one of them out of all these videos. But like I said, I just want you to be mentally and emotionally prepared. People think, oh, they're so scared about getting claimed and so hard about it. It's not that hard if you're going about it and you're looking for the representative that's going to help you. Okay. And the thing is, like I say, just be prepared to be here and now, or you don't have this. And I will tell you, this are two ways. Check this out. Here's my acting. You present me with something, and I go, nah, that ain't enough. Yeah, no, no. Uh, you can't file a claim. I'm sorry, I can't help you. Versus, no, I understand you have this condition. Now, your condition may be getting worse, and that's probably what you probably want to be talking with your doctor about. But as of right now, you're only warranted for what you have right now. All right. Now, another thing is too, if you're at 10%, you have to pay attention because if it's getting worse, that's what you want to talk to your doctors about. And then your doctor's going to be talking to you about either prescribing a treatment or prescribing a treatment to see a specialist about it, or prescribing you medications about it. You're going to have to get the MRI, X-ray, and if that comes back positive, all right. So now you're showing that you are deteriorating from, you're getting worse through 10%. Now, in my case, when I had 10% for my legs, it said it's getting worse because look, I'm on 12 gabapentins a day. I'm maxing out. All right. I don't mind this because it's not a narcotic, but it does help with the pain. All right. So the thing is, you have to be aware of these things. All right. And so when somebody's talking to you, that's why I say, constructive criticism is when you see something that needs some work on, you tell a person this is the bad part and how you think they can do it, or you can tell them, I know you did, that was probably, but outside of that, you did wonderful. That's good. You're not just ripping a person down and leaving them down. And this is why I don't want you to ever be discouraged, because sometimes it feels like that. I've had it happen to me, and I still have it happen to me to this day. Please believe me. So don't feel bad. And I want you to say, okay, wait a minute, And when somebody's saying, well, you don't have this, you don't have enough, explain to me, what is it that will increase my rating? Because I'm feeling this is getting worse. And if they don't want to talk to you about it, they should talk to you about it. Well, this is what, in order for you to receive this particular type of rating, this is what the CFR says. And they should be able to read that CFR and say it to you word for word. And then you can discuss whatever. If you're not in clear understanding of that, then you should be able to have that discussion with your representative. Okay. Now, if you have a representative that you're going to, and he's a free representative, and he's not giving you or she's not giving you the answers, keep your ear to the ground and find the next person who says they have this situation. When I get with other people who I know who have been fighting cases, and we talked and we talk about how we perceive things, and we come to an agreement. Yes, this is how it is. Like I say, the CFR, the chapter 31. No matter what your age is, if you get a rate increase, you can go back to school, right? And they'll pay you allowance to go to school. They will pay for all your books, all your stuff that you need. Say if you need a laptop to go to school, you will probably get a laptop, right? So you got to keep those things in mind, right? The benefits that come with the benefits, all right? And understand, even at 100%, I'm not done. I'm still catching it. I'm not done because I got to keep fighting for you guys. And I got to keep fighting to let you guys know what the real deal is out here. And I got to get you mentally and emotionally prepared for this. I only can do this by telling you what I've gone through. I'm not going to preach to you, and I'm not going to come down on you. Everybody gets things at their own time, and I respect that. Right? Everybody can't be an astronaut. Everybody can't be whatever. We all have our places where we are. And the thing is, I'm going to try to do my best of giving you the help that I am going to, so you don't have to go through what I'm going through. And that's why I say I want you to be mentally prepared for this. All right. Especially with the times that are coming up. The rate increases are going to be going up again. And right now, I know it's up on 7.3% or whatever. So add that to your groceries and all that stuff like that. And just hold on, bunker down, hang on to your cash. If you can, Mama used to do this earlier back in the day. She used to go shopping during the year and find stuff that you like instead of waiting until December. Even though they're going to have these so-called Black Fridays, where they're going to be trying to unload all this stuff that they've been sitting on, right? And I don't know. Used cars are still going to be an item right now, I guess. I don't know. I had to check that one out too. But right now, buying a car, the interest rates are going to be ridiculous. So just make sure your car's running well and take care of you and your family. All right, guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I think I did what? I wasn't good, though. I did what? An hour? I don't know. I need to do like the rest of my content creators. Some of my content creators be pulling up 5 or 6 hours. But this is what I'm going to do. All right, for you guys that are here, check it out. All right, I'm gonna talk to my other comrades. I got to meet this past couple of weeks. And Peter, did you hear me over there? I'm gonna get a hold of you, and we're gonna have these couple of comrades who are seasoned in claims, seasoned in some of the stuff that I talked to you about tonight, VR&E. And I'm gonna try to get a panel at least 3 or 4 of us on. And I want you guys to come up. I'm gonna try to do this. Let me see. This is the 15th of October. Ay, ay, ay. Let me see what the map says for me, because I got to give it to you. Tell you guys, I'm an old guy. Birthday's coming up here. So let's see. Halloween's on a Monday. I don't know, guys. So I'm gonna try to see if we can get a few of my guys up on the 1st of November, which is a Tuesday. And I'm gonna put it up here. I'm gonna get a hold of these guys this weekend. And I'm gonna try to ask them to come up on on our channel on Monday, November the 1st. And I want you guys to be ready to shoot those answers, shoot those questions. You need some people up here. We're gonna answer questions for free, and it's not giving you legal advice. We're only giving you from our perspective and our opinions. And now some of these guys have been in the game for at least 15 years. And I hope I'm darned as I can get my girl Bridget to come up. I want Bridget and Peter to come up, and I'm gonna see if I can get Callie. So I'm gonna talk to a few people, and these people have a lot of experience, and we want to get you up answering these questions. Um, you don't have to put yourself. You just give us the scenario, and we'll try to work with your scenario. All right. And so put this on here, and I'm gonna try. If you guys, hopefully you have a notice up for me for November the 1st by. I'm gonna say by Monday at the latest because I gotta get some people up. And I don't like messing with people on Sundays on the day off. So I try to leave people alone, but I'll try to get a hold of them. But you guys stay tuned for that. This is gonna be the bomb because you think I'm only telling you what I'm going through, and a lot of people concur who have done the book work will concur of my findings and where I believe that things are happening. When I tell you about the VR&E, when I tell you about the claims, when I tell you about the emotional and the on the physical, preparing yourself for when you go through a claim, you're going to be in a timetable to get things done. All right, that's the same with the VR&E. You're going to be in a timetable to get things done, and that's to help you. All right, so we need to give you the proper answers. So I'm going to get off of here, but I want to say this one more thing before I go. Shifting Soul, Nash, my man Peter, Patty, love you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. You guys are the bomb. And much love, much love, much love. Let me get this one guy out of here and give you guys your flowers because I am not going to forget about it. So here it is. Give it up. And thank you guys. I appreciate you so much. I really do. And I mean it from my heart because you guys help keep me rolling and rocking out here. So that is a really cool thing. And I hope that I'm doing the same thing for you. But I'm gonna pop up again, and I know I'll do another program for the 1st. I'm sure. But when I do it, I will mention November the 1st too. I'll mention some of my next podcasts where I'm gonna have these people come up, and we're gonna talk about your questions concerning my dear sweetheart Riri, shifted to soil. And everybody else who asks these questions, drop them in my comments, and I'll try to get to them. I promise you. And we're going to answer your questions. I don't want to be here boring the crap out of you. We want to be here giving you some information that's going to help you. All right. So I'm the Seattle Black veteran. I look after each and every one of you guys. I want you to do me another favor. Look that person in the mirror and tell that person that you love them and that you're proud of them. All right. You guys stay safe, stay healthy, and always know you're not in this fight by yourself. All right. I am the Seattle Black veteran, and I will see you guys a little later. God bless you. Take great care and have a wonderful